Hello there, welcome back to the Groomsmen. I'll be your host, Jonathan. Today I'm using Malu, Daniel Malu. This is the Legacy base from Ariana and Evans. This is a brand new soap that just got released. He hasn't done a public release yet. This was, I bought this off the club, which is the private. You used to have to pay for the club membership. I think it was like a 6-month membership dues. It wasn't that expensive and you got a good discount for it. But he's recently kind of suspended all that, and now everyone that was in is in, and I think he doesn't, I'm not sure how it works for new club memberships. I know initially you talked about it needed to be like a invite only kind of a thing. Anyways, so he made this special release soap in a new base for Daniel Maullu, who's a pretty famous barber over in Rome in Italy. His family was in barbering, and he owns a big shop over there in Rome. And he has known Peter for a while. They've done some stuff together. He has a YouTube channel as well and an Instagram. And if you look him up just by his name, Malu, you'll find him pretty quick and easy. He uses A&E for a lot of his videos and stuff. And he, on Peter's last visit, I guess, to Rome, I think Malu said he wanted to do a special soap, like a branded soap, and for his barbershops there in Rome. And he wanted it to be in like the vein of like Martin de Condre, like this really big jar of soap, glass jars. This is a glass jar, by the way. And just kind of staying out of that one that's going to last a long time. It's going to smell great. You're going to use it, forever. So this is, I think it's 7 ounces on the jar. He said, Peter said it's going to be packed between 220 and 230 grams of soap, which is a ton. I mean, it's jam-packed in there. He uses the same jar for some of the Ultima base soaps. I just got one when I ordered it with this one from the one from Pasteur's Dural, and it's maybe half of this amount of soap. Like, this is jam-packed full of soap, and I did scrape some out of the side there. It looks like a lot. It wasn't. There was like a little air pocket right there. And then this is actually my second use of the soap. I used it, well, my personal first use. I used it for my wife yesterday. So I got it all lathered up here using my Voight and Cop brush. I figured made in Italy. We'll just stay with the made in Italy theme. Voight and Cop got a nice brass coin there in the bottom with the VC and a brass ring with the made in Italy. It's written in pretty small script, and then Voight and Cop with the badger brush. That was a lot of talking, man. Middle of the week for me, Thursday. My daughter's birthday. I took the day off work. We got some appointments in the morning, and then we're gonna go have a fun day at the water park. And, oh man, I forgot to talk about the scent. I like the scent. It is a barbershop scent being made for a barber, right? So, barbershop scent, but Daniel Maullu, he said he wanted oud in his scent. Which, hey, yeah, I love oud. So that's what Peter did, per his request. And that's what it smells like to me, an oud-based barbershop. When I first smell it, oh man, it's so rich in the brush. Out of the tub, it smells very woody, with oud, woody notes, but not just oud. There's another woody note in there somewhere too. I'm not sure which one it is off the top of my head. But that's kind of what I get right in the front. Some nice woody notes with some oud mixed into those woods. And then there's a powdery note, which I don't normally like talc. I've talked about on the channel several times. Talc is not my favorite scent. Usually it's too much. And it kind of, for my nose, kind of distracts me from everything else that's going on. And I did not find that to be the case with this one. I was a little worried when you put talc notes on there, and I was like, I don't know. But I got it, and the talc note is there, but it's very soft. It's a very subtle talc scent. It's there, and it contributes to the scent, but it's not like the main player. If you had the A&E barbershop scent that he released in the Ultima base, it's not Sophisticato Barbary Classico. That one has got a pretty heavy talc note, which is not my favorite thing in the world. This is much more subdued on that note than this. And then beneath that, you got some nice, kind of those other barbershop scents. Some florals, lavender, some light citrus notes, but they're more of a kind of complementary notes to those woody oud notes and that powder. I like it. I mean, I think it's really nice. I'm really happy with it. I mean, I wasn't, You know, I got that Barbary Classico one. It wasn't a huge, I mean, I have it still. I haven't sold or anything, although I might. the scent on that is not my favorite, because I don't like that heavy top note. So I mean, I'm honest when I say I don't like scents and stuff, or they're not for me, but I like this one. It's good stuff. I don't think there's anything in there. The oud is not like a stinky oud. It's not like a super oud scent. It's more of a woody notes with some kind of oud flavor into those woody notes. My brush is going to slide down in my bowl. Oh, another thing. It's meant to last forever, like Martin de Condré. It's not a triple milled soap, which would have been cool. But no, it's not a triple milled soap. But it's a ton of soap, and you don't need that much. I use for my shave today, I have like a little scraper, and I scraped out like, a little chunk, and I used probably half the amount of soap that I normally use and made just as much, if not more lather than I would normally. So the lather explodes on this soap, and that was one of the selling points that Peter was talking about in his videos leading up to this, was that you don't need that much soap. Like, it's going to keep making lather. There goes my brush, right into the bowl of lather. I don't know why I didn't just set it on the counter. Anyways, for the shave, I'm using a Wolfman. I know I used one a couple weeks ago. I used the 1.15. This is the 1.25. It's the only other Wolfman I own. Just a Wolfman head. This is a timeless handle. I bought the head by itself on the Buy Sell Trade page because it was cheap to just buy the head used instead of, the whole kit and caboodle. And I had a nice timeless handle I stuck on there. Works for me. And a new Gillette 7 o'clock black super platinum blade. So I got like 5 days growth. I used the 1.15 last time, and my experience with that has been pretty much the same every time. It's very smooth, nice to use. It's not as efficient as I want it to be. Like, that smoothness is definitely there. There's not a lot of blade feel, but definitely at the end of the shave. It's a damn fine shave, but it's not a BBS, and I'm left kind of wanting a little at the end of those shaves. 1.25. It's been a while since I used it. Off the bat, definitely has more blade feel than the 1.15. But not a lot. It's not like aggressively blade forward. Just a slight uptick. Now, on his website, he doesn't give exposure differences. I talked about that briefly in the last Wolfman video I did. It's just blade gap differences. 1.15 gap, 1.1 or 1.25, 3.5, 4.5. I think it goes up to like 6.5. And then it goes down as that as well. But I did read some forums, some Reddit posts, and there were some guys, more than like a couple different guys, that had the tools to measure that kind of thing that he did not have. Had gone out and measured the ones they had, and some people had sent them theirs to get measured as well. So they had a table with most of them measured out, blade gap and exposure. And then the ones that were in the middle, you could kind of infer based off the progression from the other ones. It seemed like a pretty steady progression. But based off those, the people doing the actual measurements, there is a blade exposure difference as well as a blade gap difference as you go up. It's not just the gap that changes. It seemed like every one of them on the WR2 side, when the blade gap went up, the blade exposure also increased. Yeah, the positive blade exposure also increased. But this has been very enjoyable to shave. The soap it smells so good. He doesn't have an EDP for it yet. He's working on it. He's got I think he's working on picking the bottle still or something. But he said it'll come out in a few months. This is like the initial order. Like I said, he did he opened a pre-order to the club members. And then he sent out the big initial order out to Italy for his, for Daniel Maullu to sell out of his barbershop. And I think he's stocking some places there in Rome with it as well. But don't quote me on that. I'm not sure where his Rome distribution stuff lands with this. And then it should be opening to the general A&E website in a week. Soon, very soon. I know some people are going to be like, another base. Yeah, that's what he does. I mean, I kind of like it. I mean, I get what you're saying. I don't expect anyone to go out and buy every soap just because he put a new base out. And he's not like replacing, not all the bases are going to, or all the soaps are going to be in Legacy now. I think this is more of a special, like he made this specifically for this kind of special release soap. This large glass jar. The splash is huge. I'll show you guys later. But I really like this base. Like I said, I used it last night on my wife. I shaved her legs for her. And you're not shaving your wife's legs. Are you even trying in your marriage? Come on, get out there. Shave her legs. She'll love you for it, I promise. She'll get over the nervousness real quick when she realizes that you can shave her legs faster than she can. Which is what annoys my wife about it. She loves it, but it annoys her how fast and smoothly I can shave her legs without cutting her. I use the Aylesworth for her. The Copper Cant original plate. I usually use the plus plate on my face, but she likes a little bit more mild. I did use a goodish size scoop on that just because I got more space to cover on her legs than on my face. But she really liked it. She's not huge into wet shaving. Usually when she shaves her own legs, she uses just a cart. She uses too much pressure with the DE. Anyway, usually when I shave her legs for her, she has a PAA set that I bought for her a long time ago. Garden of Bali, which is a very floral. To me, it smells exactly like a fresh bouquet of flowers, like right out of the forest. Which is not a bad scent, but it's very, very feminine in my opinion. And so we usually use that. And I asked her, how she felt about the soap after we're done. She was like, yeah, it's really good. And I was like, okay. Better or worse than the soap that I usually use when I do this? She was, oh, it's better. I'm like, oh, okay. I felt it was better. I noticed it, like during the shave itself, her legs felt smoother afterwards, the post shave and everything. Super thick. I mean, I really like this lather. I'm not going to say you got to have it. Do what you're going to do. But I like it. The packaging is top tier. Oh, I should have left the boxes out here. I meant to show you guys the boxes. If you hang out, I'll show you the boxes. During my post shave, I take a little break and I rinse off my face right before I do the aftershave. I'll go grab the boxes and I'll bring them back out for you guys. The packaging is very... I'm not huge into packaging. I'm not like a packaging nut. Some people really like. It's really important to them. It's not for me. That being said, I still appreciate it. And the packaging does look very nice. Very, very high class. I think it'll look right at home. Sitting on some really high class barbershop shelf. And I do think it definitely has an appeal. For someone that orders something online and I get it at home, I'm like, ooh, pretty box. But looking at the other way, if I'm stocking this on the stores of a shelf, that box definitely going to stand out amongst its peers. That kind of presentation. Definitely going to have a lot of appeal from the shelf there. I think I missed this spot last time on the last pass. I just realized it now and I can kind of feel it. Oh, what are you gonna do? So I'm digging the shave so far. Digging the soap. The scent's very nice. Very open in your face. Like, not like... Scent strength is in the tub. Even in the brush, I'd probably say it's a medium. It's not like super high strength. It's very there. Like, you're not like kind of sniffing like, can I even smell it? No, it's there. Probably 6 or 7. I could always use more scent strength, I'll be honest. Kind of a nut for that. But this is very good. It's there. It's present during the whole shave. Circulating, you're getting whiffs of it the whole time. Different notes will kind of float up. A little powder note, a little oud note. Some kind of aromatic, and there's some oak moss in the base. Some of those like floral lavender notes. Alright, final pass. Smooth against it. I do really like these Gillette blades. I don't know what they're making. Where did I buy these from? I think these ones are made in India. Oh, the Gillette ones were made in Russia, and then yeah, these ones are made in Gillette, India. So yeah, they still make them. I've got a bunch of these ones. They come in 10 blade packs, which is kind of cool. So like the normal 5 ones. Definitely on my neck, I can feel it. This has more exposure on this last pass. And then a couple of blood spots right there. Interesting. Seemed like there was a very smooth shave. That's kind of how my experience with the Wolfman was, or it has been, and it hasn't really changed. You know, I like the 1.15, it's super smooth, but it's not quite as efficient as I want it to be. The 1.25 is a little bit more efficient, but I usually end up with some irritation. Which I can kind of feel right here a little bit. The fit and finish on Wolfman's are impeccable. They look amazing. I like the way the top cap and the base plate kind of fit together. There's these posts on the side here that really lock into it. There's no wiggle room. It's very, very elegant. But to be completely honest with you, an expensive razor, it's not my favorite razor. Shave wise, it's not my favorite razor. It just doesn't cut the mustard. I do kind of want to try a La Maurice Durdan, I think that's what they call them. I think those are also made in Italy. Maybe France. La Maurice, yeah, France. Probably France. Anyways, made over there in Europe somewhere. They're definitely cool looking. I like their brass options, they're very neat. I saw one somebody put, I mean, it's a more expensive version, but they did like an antique version where they kind of like forced a patina on it before they saw it and everything, and I mean, it looked amazing. I like loosened, the head loosened on me right there. I don't know if you guys caught that. It just a little loose, and it started to spin on my neck right there. That's kind of weird. I never had that happen before. I think that's a shave. Definitely not the best shave in the world. Still gotta do the splash, but I got, you know, some tiny little blood spots, little weepers, and a couple over here. It didn't hurt. Like, I don't know why. I always get those little spots, like these little, like it's pulling the hairs out instead of cutting them or something. I don't feel like it's what it's doing. But man, I always get like these little irritation spots like that. And there's a spot right there. Yeah, I could touch up on my neck a little bit, but I don't want to. I can already feel the irritation. It's not. My cheeks are very smooth. My neck's not as smooth as I would like. Without having to do more touch-ups, which I'm not going to do because I'm already getting some irritation there. So I'm going to do a warm water rinse to get all the soap off my face, and then a nice cold water splash to kind of seal up some of this little irritation here. And I'll be back for post-shave, and I'll show you guys the presentation boxes and everything. Alright, I'm back. Thanks for sticking with me. So, like I said, it's the presentation box. It's got this nice gold kind of hinge there going on. It's got the Malu logo, that gold leaf kind of lettering in there. A&E, handcrafted. And then it's like a clamshell, so it opens up. Then you got your glass jar. Which I think that's a pretty cool presentation box. The splash box is very similar. It's got the same logo and stuff. It's just bigger. So I could see those two sitting right next to each other. Or even having like one open on a display. I definitely see why people, you know, why a company like A&E, like Peter would go up, you know, out to make this kind of really nice presentation box, because on a store shelf, it's gonna make you look twice, and that's usually a good thing. The splash. Real quick before that, the shave. Yeah, man, I got some redness on my neck, redness over here, like a little bit of, you know, like weepers and stuff. There's a lot of irritation. I mean, I don't know what the deal with that razor is. I've tried it multiple times. I've had it for well over a year. You know, I'll use it, and then I'll kind of get this result, and then I'll put it back on the shelf. And I was like, well, I'll revisit it later and try a different blade. And then I do that, and then I put it back. And you know, it's been like a repeat, different soaps, different everything. And I get the same kind of result every time. If I use the 1.15, it's very smooth and enjoyable, but the efficiency isn't quite there. If I use the next step up on the blade gaps, which is a 1.25, which is what I use today, there's more efficiency, but it's not like crazy aggressive or anything. It's just, you know, a small bump in efficiency, you know, blade gap difference. But then I end up getting all this irritation, and it drives me crazy. But other than that, post shave from the shave soap was really nice. I tend to get really dried out skin. I don't have that right here. It just feels nice. I mean, yeah, I could use some post shave balm or something, splash, but my skin isn't all dried out or anything. It feels really nice. I like the post shave. I really like the soap. I do. Ain't gonna lie. The splash bottle is just ginormous. He made this huge splash so that it would last just as long as the soap. He was afraid that if he did like a normal sized splash bottle that he'd end up running out of the aftershave way before you run out of soap. Whew. Definitely alcohol based. Man, I definitely got some irritation on that. Took a big whiff of that, got a big whiff of alcohol right in my nose. I'll give it a second to burn off. It's definitely got more alcohol than his normal aftershave splashes on the K2E Skin Food one, or the different splash that comes with the Ultima base. The scent on the splash and the soap are very similar. Sometimes, you know, they get a little bit different. Some of the, you know, ones that know might be more prominent than another. But I'm just getting that kind of woody barbershop scent. I mean, you described it pretty perfectly as a woody barbershop scent. I think it'll make a good fragrance too. It's got some more ingredients. It's different than his other splashes. He made a special one for this as well. I don't know that it's got like a name for it other than the Malu. But it's got alcohol, aloe, rose hydrosol, vegetable glycerin, emu oil, fragrance, obviously, vitamin E, hyaluronic acid, argan oil, sodium lactate, silk amino acids, and then optifin as a preservative. I like it. No frag burn, no like tingling like I get sometimes with some splashes and stuff where I get a little bit of a kind of a fragrance burn, like that tingling. None of that. I mean, I had that initial burn from the alcohol because, yeah. Great shave though. I mean, I wish the razor had been better. Wolfman, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just not for me. I'm probably going to pass my Wolfman on. At least this one. Probably both. You win some, you lose some. But I might pass them on and then use those funds to buy one of the other razors, the La Maurice, the Durden. the DE. I'm looking at those brass ones. They look tight. They look very nice, very smooth. But that's a shave. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you think. The Malu, I think, will be a big success for him over there in the barbershop. Check out Daniel Maulu's Instagram or his YouTube videos. He's got some really cool shorts and stuff where he's lathering up with A&E and doing straight razor shaves and everything else. Cool stuff. Awesome. I'm really excited for it. I got another A&E one coming on my next video. I'll be using the Dural, which is his in the other base, not the legacy base. I'm forgetting names now. But it was a collab with Pastures, which is a shaving or a pharmacy over in New York City. So I'll see you then.